Hello, DeSoto. I'm Mayor Rick Walker, and welcome to another episode of Mayor's Minutes, where I break down the latest City Council meetings and what it means for our community. Let's take a look at our last meeting on April 3rd. We had a full agenda looking at everything from sewer infrastructure and stormwater improvements to summer fun and a possible new community center. There's a lot to cover, so let's get started. The first topic of the meeting was progress on the 95th Street Sewer Benefit District. This project has been in the works for a while, and it's picking up some real momentum. We are working with a group of property owners along 95th Street and Lexington Avenue who want to bring sewer service to their properties. The property owners in this area have borne a lot of the early impacts of development and are supporting the creation of this benefit district, not necessarily because they're eager for development, but because they feel that development is already happening and they don't want to be stuck in the middle of that transition. This is a step toward preparing their properties for sale or for a future use, and they've come to the table to work with the city to get the infrastructure in place. We have a sewer line already underway that is the Sunflower Benefit Districts. We were informed at the meeting that design would start this summer, construction to follow in 26, and special assessments for the participants would begin in 2027. This is a key infrastructure investment that sets up the area for smart, responsible development. Now let's shift gears to something a lot of folks have been talking about, a potential community center in DeSoto. At our meeting, we reviewed the results of a feasibility study which surveyed over 600 households, including over 200 focused in DeSoto. Here's what we found out. There are about 77% of DeSoto residents that said they would definitely or probably use a new community center, assuming a reasonable cost. And this interest was especially strong among households with kids. The features people said they were most interested in include a fitness center with both cardio and strength equipment, an indoor walking track, a family-friendly indoor pool, a gymnasium for open play, and group exercise classes. So what's next? The council has a few options to consider, and the council directed staff to move forward with gathering additional information and bring forth recommendations for appropriate next steps. We're looking for information to come back on this later in the year. And now on to something even more fun. The Summer Music and Market Series is coming in May. From May through September, on every Friday night, we will have downtown events with local farmers, musicians, and food trucks. We're looking at 17 downtown concert events with food truck and farmers market, and then the 4 big performances at Riverfest Park. These are always one of my favorite things that we do all year, and I'm very happy that we have the chance to expand this and bring a lot of activity downtown on Friday nights. I would like to thank our partners, Stone Pillar Winery, Force and Nature Brewery, Bolin Farms, and the Chamber of Commerce for helping to make this happen. Now back to infrastructure. We approved an agreement with HDR to complete a preliminary engineering study for 95th Street between Sunflower Road and Lexington Avenue. We know this is a key growth corridor, and this study will help us figure out what kind of upgrades are needed for this roadway. We also approved an engineering agreement for a stormwater project on 89th Street east of Kill Creek. There's a culvert out there that's too small and has been creating some issues over the years. This study will help us to design a solution that will keep water off the road and protect nearby homes. The great news here is that thanks to SMAC, the County Stormwater Advisory Council funds, the city will only have to pay 25% of the study cost. I think that's all for this edition of Mayor's Minutes. If you have questions, feedback, or ideas, send me a message. I always appreciate hearing from you. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you around town.